We are live again. Happy holidays. Happy New Year.
Happy
Happy
Holiday
New
Bowl.
Year. What's that?
Happy Holidays Bowl.
Happy Holiday Bowl to the Syracuse Orange. Um, we're back. The West Coast Draft Podcast is back. The last West Coast Draft Podcast of the
Oh
Daniel
my
Lazenby
goodness. Of
hiatus.
our big year. I'd say
Yeah.
this, we did it last year. I think we got even better this year by adding Daniel. It's
Oh
taken
yeah.
the pod to another level, man. It's been so
Oh
much more
yeah.
fun with them.
It's been awesome. It's been awesome. A great full year. We got the full now we know what the full cycle's like from because last year we
Yeah.
started now last
Dude,
year
we were scraping the bottom of the barrel with horror rankings and sports movie rankings.
it'll be even more fun when we have to come up with something else next
Oh
time.
God.
Oh gosh, that'll be a good time. But we're not there yet. We still got a whole draft
We got
season
the
to be
start of
prayer.
draft. We got draft season, baby.
Yeah,
And Beau and I
unfortunately,
already made our first mocks.
that's true.
Won't be going
Unfortunately,
into this yet, but we did it.
maybe on the Thursday pod we'll get into it a little bit. Unfortunately, one member of our esteemed podcast is already in draft season.
So
One of us is in bargaining phase, and the other
it's been a long bargaining phase.
it's been a while. Hey man, the bargaining phase is working out pretty well.
Yeah.
It's been
Nice,
almost a
nice
month
cut, by the
now.
way.
Oh, thank you. Oh yeah, I just got this today. It's
Yeah,
a
look at it.
5 week bargaining phase, man. You never
You thought you were done and you weren't. You finally got to acceptance and you got out of it.
Yeah, I know, right? Great timing on that. Great timing. Hey, man, I told you the one win over the Cowboys, all of a sudden it gave me hope.
Yes, sir.
And here we are, 4 weeks later.
Nicely
And
done.
man, we're here. We made it. We made it. Week 18 of the NFL season. Ah, we're almost there. We're almost to the postseason. We're almost to draft season. Hey, this time last year, the Bengals were eliminated. They were eliminated in week 17 last year.
Oh
They
wow,
got hope in
nice.
week 18 this year.
I think the
So,
Seahawks were too.
yeah, I want to say you're right. Yeah,
There
they
might have
were.
been some
They were.
bullshit scenarios, but actually I think there were because of the missed field goals by Prater. I was watching I was watching that game in Houston.
That's right. I forgot. This time
I
last
was
year, the
watching it from
Huskies were in a
outs
much different
I was
spot.
watching it from outside of a bar that Softy was at. It was
That's
so
a,
packed.
this week 17 last year, you were in Houston, and then
No,
the
no,
Huskies.
I wasn't. That was week 18.
Or
This
sorry,
time
we
last
sorry,
year,
sorry. What I meant to say was week 18 last year, the Huskies were in Houston, and this year they're in El Paso.
still in Texas, baby.
They're still in Texas. That's all that matters, right?
Honestly, maybe we were a little too bullish on the O line before the season.
Hmm.
And when looking back at who we had, I think it's still pretty damn good. We're bowl eligible. Those
Hmm.
the Rutgers and Wazoo losses hurt, but we weathered the storm, I'd say, with how we've been cooking in the portal. No pun intended.
Yeah, I would be. Yeah,
Um,
there you go.
but no, this time last year, I was not in New Orleans yet. I flew out New Year's, but I was getting ready.
Almost there. We're
New
almost,
Year's
and
near midnight happening on Bourbon Street. Oh, baby, that was cool.
by this time tomorrow night, one of the Penn State Nittany Lions or the Boise State Broncos will punch their ticket to the
You see their
semifinals.
jersey combination? Penn
I saw
State's
the Boise
doomed.
State's.
Penn State's doomed.
I did run a simulation earlier of this game just to see what could potentially happen. Penn State won by 17.
Yeah, I think Boise's O line is not ready.
Actually, so you mentioned that Penn State got 11 sacks in the simulation. Abdul Carter had like five on his own. That poor left
Yeah,
tackle, man. I started to feel bad. I started to feel bad for that poor little virtual left tackle.
yeah. I mean, I hope Boise wins, man. Everyone, the whole world's rooting for him, but I think they're just gonna. But hey, Boise State with that jersey combo in the Fiesta Bowl,
Hmm.
there's a little magic there.
Yep.
Isn't it crazy that Spencer Danielson is college football head playoff head coach? Spencer Danielson, Rhett Lashley, and uh, Kenny Dillingham. If you told me that 2 years ago, I would have flipped.
Yeah,
And because Spencer Danielson, he was an interim coach. Yeah. Um, was he at Colorado the year before? Can you look that up?
Spencer Danielson.
I might be thinking of somebody else with ties to Boise. Okay, yeah, I'm a fool.
Um,
Azusa Pacific, just like Chris Peterson.
there you go.
Although I think that might be wrong. Uh, shoot, what? Dirk Cutter deserves to be in the College Football Hall of Fame. I'm saying it.
That's fair.
Uh, and James Franklin even made the college football playoffs. What
That's
is
true.
this bizarre world we're living in, man?
Crazy. It's crazy.
I don't like it. You see how Oregon probably has the flu right now?
Wait, what happened? What?
Oregon probably has the flu right now.
Oh goodness. Oh, don't built-in excuse when they lose.
I saw, so, President Jimmy Carter died yesterday.
Yeah,
And then there's a really funny post of like all the things he lived through, but he had never lived through an Oregon national championship.
never has. Never has. Yeah. He
Like World
also
War II,
the
great.
one I
I
saw
gotta
was
find this
he's
tweet.
never the one I saw was he's never seen Joel Embiid conference finals appearance. Which there
Wasn't
you
he in the
go.
conference finals when um with the like triple bounce from Kawhi
No, that was the
second round?
semifinals. Conference semis. That was conference semis.
That was a
Triple
cool
bounce.
game.
That was. It was a great, great series, honestly.
That was a
That's the
fun
closest he
playoffs.
ever gotten to the conference finals.
That's like one of the only uh conference championship or no basketball playoffs I ever really watched. It was a fun one. All right. Jimmy Carter saw the Great Depression, saw Jackie Robinson play in person, witnessed World War II, saw the Civil Rights Movement, witnessed 9/11, witnessed a pandemic ravage the world. But after 100 years on this planet, he never saw Oregon win a natty. For our
Nor is
president's
anybody in the history of
section,
human history.
for our president's section, very good man, but was not the man for the moment. Great presidents are separated by the fact that they were the man for the moment, that they took bold actions that went against what everyone said. And the two that always stand out for me in that department, can you take a guess?
FDR
Yes.
was one. Man for the moment. Man for the moment. FDR would be my Lincoln.
Yes. There you go.
Okay,
Nicely done.
makes sense.
Those are
Yeah,
my two faves.
makes sense. Makes sense.
And then Washington, I would say, was the man for the moment too.
Yeah, that's true, but I'd argue Washington, his moment was before.
Oh
His
yeah,
moment was
absolutely.
really
It
the war
absolutely was.
itself.
It absolutely was.
Yeah,
But stepping down after two terms, that was huge for our
true.
country. That was
That is
huge for our
true.
country. Not many men do that,
Right. FDR didn't
especially
even do
not
that.
many men with the esteem of Washington. Like France had like a month of mourning when Washington died. That's how respected he was.
Right.
So Washington had a key to the Bastille, one of the only keys to the Bastille in Mount Vernon, and it's still displayed there, and I got to see it.
Really? I've never been to Mount Vernon, actually.
It was incredible. It's out of the way for sure, but I took a boat cruise to it, which is really cool. It was an incredible experience. Being from the North, I'd never really seen the history of slavery, and they
Hmm.
definitely do a good job at pointing it out. They show you where slaves lived, the fields they worked at, the kitchen they worked in, but my favorite part of it, the key to the Bastille was awesome too. But my favorite part was when you walk in and well, no, when you go up to the second floor, they encourage you to use the handrail, which is the original handrail that so many important figures used to go up the stairs. Because back then, you could just show up and they'd host you. That's how it worked back then. You just show up and they feed you and give you a room. Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, all of those men walked those stairs and held that handrail. And it is just, it was a really kind of like religious experience is not the best word to use, but almost like that. Just that
Surreal.
surreal, that feeling of American history
Hmm.
in your hands was really cool. And then all the stuff about how he designed Mount Vernon was really cool. And then there was this guy who was playing a bunch of, dressed up in like period clothes, playing a lot of old instruments, which is also really cool. So it was an incredible experience. I'd recommend to everyone who goes to DC as like a trip. It was, I'm so happy I did it. It was just out of this world.
Yeah. There you go. Next time I'm in DC, I'll have to swing by. I don't visit the East Coast very often.
Yeah, that
That's
was the
because
only
it's
time
this
I'd ever
it's
been.
the West
So
Coast Draft Podcast.
yes,
Get out of
sir.
here with
It
that East Coast
was,
shit.
I'm someone who loves presidential history, so it probably
Fair
means more to me, but it was incredible. That my that was my favorite thing was the Lincoln Memorial. I think that is just one of the finest pieces of architecture in history. It is
enough.
just that, yeah, the statue of Lincoln, how imposing it is, and having his two greatest speeches written on the walls. Gettysburg Address, and do you know what the other one is? Which, in my opinion, is the better speech.
No idea off the top of my head.
Second inaugural.
Uh,
Until the
hmm,
price of until the price of 400 years of toil is paid, either of the lash of the whip is paid by the blood from the bayonet, something like that. It's just, Lincoln came in the presidency saying, I'm not going to end slavery where it exists, to we need to kill slavery with blood. You know, it's just,
hmm.
it's an incredible speech. I recommend you to read that. It's his finest. As good as Gettysburg is, second inaugural is better. It's probably the greatest speech in American history.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. My and he's got bangers, man. A house divided against itself cannot stand. I mean, Lincoln was a goat.
Yeah.
Another one I love that probably isn't taught very much for kind of obvious circumstances is Eugene Debs' speech before the court
Hmm.
is really profound. I could have been elected to Congress long ago. I prefer jail. Um, he was the Socialist Party candidate, so that's
Right.
probably why it doesn't get taught too much. But just like rhetorically, it's really good. It's really good.
Yeah.
I have a book on him. It's called the Bending Cross. It's really good.
Hmm. Well, there you go. There's a little
Dude got
history
a dude
lesson.
got a million votes in prison.
It's pretty impressive, actually.
And for a pretty just cause, I wouldn't want to have to go fight in World War One,
Right.
fight over bickering empires over Serbia.
Serbia. Herzegovina.
The
Pronounce
funniest thing
it.
about the Franz Ferdinand assassination is the dude failed at first, went to a went to a cafe to cheer himself up with a sandwich and a beer, and then his motorcade passes again for some reason. They took a detour. It's like, oh shit, bang.
Yeah, it just had another shot at him. I remember that. I remember reading that somewhere.
It's like, and this is what caused one of the worst amounts of suffering in human history, especially if you count it as the major cause for World War II. Some driver, an idiot, not doing a topless motorcade, and some idiot driver taking a detour.
Oh, history.
All right,
History is fun,
I
full of
love,
those
dude. I'd be a
weird
history
things where
teacher
it's
too,
like an
man.
idiot just does, or not an idiot, just like someone does something stupid or no, not necessarily stupid in the moment, but we just look back on it as like if
You
you had
know
just made
why
one different choice, you would have been
you know
fine.
why what's his name? Oh, I'm forgetting his name. Not Grover Cleveland, but the one whose name I always confuse around the same time. Look, can you look up Chester A. Arthur for me real quick?
Just right on. Chester Arthur.
Who he was vice president for at first? Garfield. Boom. Uh,
Garfield, yeah.
the Garfield assassination happened because some crazy guy who had like very little connection to Garfield, but was like in the party and thought he did a lot to help him get elected, was pissed he didn't get the ambassadorship to France and killed Garfield because of it. Just some like around that time, there was like three assassinations in a row where like there was no security around him.
Hmm.
And it's like the McKinley one is the same. It's like, can we start protecting these people? Come on. I always love the comparison of the Lincoln assassination to it would be one of the Hemsworth brothers, the one of the non-famous Hemsworth brothers shooting the president and saying should have gone for the head. That's basically what it was.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
I guess that's
a
true.
brother of a famous actor shooting the president and saying his famous line.
That actually be kind of funny, honestly. I'm not gonna
It
lie.
would be funny
Although, I mean, I get, I don't
if it
know,
wasn't the
maybe.
greatest president in American history that would have changed the course of American history by not having Andrew Johnson be president and actually doing Reconstruction.
I guess that's implying that Australia and the U.S. went to war at some point. If
True.
Hemsworth is the one doing it.
There's not a better example than the Hemsworths, I'd say, for how the booths were.
That's fair. That's fair.
All right, shall we do it?
Shall we do it?
How many minutes are we in?
That's actually a good question. Let's find out. Let's find out. We haven't even barely talked about football yet. We've mostly been talking about random history stuff so far. Welcome to the Sidetrack Podcast. We are, man, my internet's slow today. Only 17 minutes in.
Okay, not too bad.
We've been
Not too
worse.
bad.
We've been worse. We've
We've
been
been
worse.
worse. I feel like I'd be a banging history teacher, man.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Well, can always go back to school for it. That's what I
Honestly, it
did.
might be a path for me. Okay, shall we talk
All
about
right.
the games that have happened already?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. We already talked about the playoff games a little bit. Let's
Yeah.
talk about some of the fun stuff that
Did we
happened in the
miss some
bowls
before
last
the
week.
playoff game though?
I mean, is there anything in
Nah,
these games you
nothing I
want to
really
talk
want to
about?
talk. No, we talked about Florida Tulane, so we're good.
Yeah. Let's see. Any of these games we're talking
Coastal
about?
got whooped at home.
Yeah, they got whooped at home. It's funny. They didn't even bother like making the field look like the Myrtle Beach Bowl or anything. They just kept all the
Oh,
coastal
I know. So
insignia
funny.
on it and everything. And I'm like, come
That's
on, man.
imagine you're Coastal Carolina and that's your bowl trip. It's like, really?
Yeah, honestly. I mean, shoot, man. If I'm, that's probably why UTSA thumped them so bad was because they were insulted. Like, man, they couldn't even
Or
put the
being
Myrtle Beach
Boise
Bowl
going to the
logo.
Idaho Potato Bowl. It's like,
Oh
come
yeah.
on. And blue turf too.
Fresno State going to the Idaho Potato Bowl after they already have to go to Boise every other
Oh
year.
yeah. They boy, Mountain West teams don't beat teams on the blue.
Yeah.
Oh, did he do something?
Did I do something?
Okay, no, I think my mind tricked me.
Oh, all good. Let's see. San Jose State definitely missed Nick Nash. Oh, this was a
Oh
fun
yeah.
one. We had a lot of deep
But
OT
Fresno
games.
State NIU was fun too.
Yeah, here, let me back up. Let me go on here so we can see the scores of these games.
Bowl games have
Yeah,
been
double
rocking this
OT.
year. Bowl games have
Yeah.
been rocking this year, man.
Look at that. We had a 5 OT game the day before Christmas and a 6
Six
OT game the day
OT.
after.
Hey, Tucker Gleason, your brother.
Yeah, right. Beat Pitt. Let's go.
Eat
Good
Dick
job,
Pit.
Tuck.
Six
Kansas
of
State
it was a
Rutgers. This was a fun one. Kansas
Toledo
State came
Pit
all the
was
way
so
back.
fun though. Toledo Pit
Oh yeah,
was
Toledo
so
Pitt
fun.
was the Darius Alexander like 50-yard pick six.
Yeah, Kansas State Rutgers. I thought Rutgers had this one, man. They blew it.
For a while they did. They're up 17
Yeah.
in the third quarter. And then they blew it. You
Shout out to
blew it.
Butch Jones, friend of the pod.
Yep. Butch Jones
Speaking
just
of you
keeps
blew
winning.
it. Speaking of you blew it. Happy Gilmore 2 coming out.
That's true. That's true. I
We
saw.
gotta
Well,
watch that together, man.
Travis Kelsey's in it though. That'll make me like it a little less, probably.
Oh,
But that's okay. That's okay. He's not going to be the star. Adam's still going to be the star, and that's what matters at
and
the end
Shooter
of the day.
McGavin's in it.
And Shooter McGavin's in it. That's right.
Is that guy's only big role?
I mean, he's actually been in a lot of like comedies like that.
He's such a good actor, man.
Christopher McDonald. I saw him in another comedy recently. What was it? I saw him in another movie that was kind of like that. I think it's Christopher McDonald, if I remember. Yeah, Christopher
Yeah, yeah,
McDonald. He
yeah.
was in another movie that I watched
Get on his
recently.
IMDb, baby. His the PFF of actors. No laugh at
What
that. Come on, I thought that was clever.
was he in? Not recognizing any of these movies is one that I've seen recently.
Mm.
There you go. Here we go. IMDb.
The PFF of actors, bro.
I heard it the first time.
Come on, that was
No,
good.
no, it was good. I was just trying to be a dick on purpose. Sometimes. Let's see. Young Jedi Adventures. That wasn't it. I didn't watch that. Um, Secret Invade? No. The Watcher. Never seen
That's what they
any
call
of
me
these
on
things.
Sundays, the Watcher.
The Watcher. Um, I've never seen like any of these movies. Why? But I know I saw them in something recently. The Tank, aka I can't actually apply that to really anything because there's no teams that look. I mean, there's a bunch of teams that look like they're tanking, but none that are doing it successfully. Shout out the New York Giants, by the way. I'll talk more about that on the NFL pod. But shout out the New York Giants. Destroying their own tank to help out the Bengals playoff odds.
Oh yeah.
We love them for that. Can't say it's going to help you in the end. But I was a fan of that decision. Man, I have no idea what it was that I saw him in because I am not recognizing like any of these shows or movies as anything that I have watched recently, but I know I saw him in something. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm crazy. He's been in a lot of shitty movies, actually, if we're being real. He's in a lot of really, really cheap movies. Yeah, there's Happy Gilmore, and I can't imagine he was in anything big before that. Yeah, no. Yeah. Yeah, I have no idea what it was that I saw him in, but I
Yeah.
know I saw him in something. But oh well. Before we get too sidetracked with that, yeah, Happy Gilmore 2 coming out. That'll
Shooter.
be a fun one. Shooter. Let's
Shooter
see.
blew a six-stroke lead on the back nine. Never forget.
It's true. It did. Friday featured
Friend, no,
one.
no, whoa, 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 whoa.
Okay, okay.
Friend of the pod, Butch Jones.
We already talked about Butch Jones.
Oh, okay. Got another bowl win. They did a big segment on him. Harold Fannin got like force fed the ball for the record, which is funny. It
Yeah, it
reminded me
worked.
of playing college football 25 and trying to do the same thing, losing and then barely pulling off the win, but they couldn't pull off the win. This was a fun one though. Fake punt touchdown.
Yeah, Harold Fannin.
The classic backup quarterback. Fake punt. Dang. I love that play.
That's true. That's true. Where they,
That's a
I
classic,
remember,
man.
I remember people saying that they were like, which team was it that pulled off the fake punt? I'm forgetting right now.
Oh, UNLV.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, it was UNLV, but I remember seeing tweets of like, man, who told me that? No one told me UNLV's punter had a hose, and it was like because it was like a perfect pass
Oh
on the
yeah.
fake punt. And they're like, bro, that's their third string
Oh no, that was
quarterback.
Bowling Green. Bowling
Oh,
Green.
was it Bowling Green?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's why I was
okay.
talking about it. But no,
Oh,
UNLV
sorry.
had a fun fake punt too, but it was like a kind of a
Oh yeah,
check
oh yeah. That
pass.
was the one where it's like the shuttle pass
Yeah,
over the yeah,
that was like awesome design.
yeah, that
But
was
no,
good.
I mean I love that. You see it at high school football a lot more if you put the like third string quarterback into punt and I don't see it coming and then hit him deep. That's a fun one.
Yeah, smart.
Olympia High School got us with that when we were blowing them out in the playoffs.
Yeah,
They had some like 6'7" tight end, and that was their only player.
I know what you mean, but I'm imagining like it was 1 versus 11,
Oh
and
yeah,
he still got you the fake punt somehow.
no, that game was crazy because it was an insane fog that went around the field
Oh, I bet.
on in the second half. So
Hmm.
that really helped us. But like when you watch the film back, it's like you couldn't see shit. It was neat. That was not a fun drive.
Oh, I bet not.
We
Uh,
we went to Olympia and then Lake Stevens 2 weeks in a row.
dang, some long drives in
It
there.
was Olympia, Lake Stevens, Federal Way, Bothell. Lost to Bothell in the state
This
semis in the
Federal Way,
Tacoma
you got
Dome.
to say
So yeah, we had to go
somewhat
to Lake
close.
Stevens, Olympia Lake Stevens home game, luckily,
Hmm.
and then to Tacoma. Those were not fun rides.
Jeez, jeez, you're all over the place there. You're
Those were
basically
not fun
touring the
rides.
Puget Sound.
But yeah, no, some fun names in those games because Jacob Eason, Lake Stevens, Chico McClatcher, Federal Way, and that was his first high school game. He didn't score a touchdown. Was that game? We
Huh?
did a
Really?
Yeah, and we did a surprise onside in the second half, just so we didn't kick to him, and we actually recovered it. That was crazy. We did a Saints.
There you go.
That was
There you go.
crazy. That was a
Obviously, you
really fun
won
game.
if you played the next week.
That was a big time upset too.
Yeah. Well,
And then
everything you've told me about Newport makes it sounds like you guys were terrible.
we were
So.
really good that year because you had Throckmorton at left tackle, really big line for the rest of it too, and then you
Mhm.
had a guy who walked on at UW as our top running back. He was
Oh yeah.
he was just tiny, so he did some special teams at UW, but just and he was an absolute idiot. Awesome guy, idiot in that he like bad student. So I think
Hmm.
he failed out at UW or something.
That's a bummer.
Uh, Paul Wells, but really
Oh
good
well.
guy.
That's good.
But that was a good team. That was actually a really good team because I mean you have a guy who's playing the NFL on O line and D line. So and
Yeah.
then we had this like freaky athlete. So what changed the season is like we lost to the two powers early on, and then we went on a win streak. What changed the season is we played like the third best team in the conference because the top three make it in every year.
Hmm.
And at that time it was like Bothell and Skyline were locks, and then Eastlake was the third best team at the time that year, and they were like a high spread offense. And so we had Throckmorton play a four technique, and then one of the best athletes I've ever seen. His name was Nani Chisabuka. He was usually a safety, but we moved him to like defensive end, and he'd be right outside Throckmorton, and Throckmorton would occupy the tackle, and
Yeah.
Chisabuka got a million sacks after that. It was really cool. It was a genius system. That's the only good coaching they had ever done was, and we called that defense 40. Called it 40, and we called it, and his nickname, Nani's nickname was the Tasmanian Devil. So we called his position the Taz. So like it was the TZ was like the acronym.
Oh yeah.
It
Makes
was
sense.
That's pretty cool. So you have the Sam and the Taz. And we tried to run it the next year and we got torched.
Yeah. It's a little different. Yeah.
But that was
Sometimes.
really cool. The 40 was awesome.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, it's a lesson. Sometimes there's things you think
You
are
coach to your
genius
players.
coaching. I mean, that's
You
the
scheme
thing.
to your players.
You scheme to your play. That's the thing. Sometimes you think that you've got this amazing scheme and it's unstoppable and it can't be beat. But at the end of the day, it's the players that make it happen on the field.
So
Sometimes
I
you're
saw
not able to
both
replicate it.
Jake Eason and Jake Sermon play. Jake
Yeah.
Sermon was way better out in high school. Jake Sermon was way better than Jake Eason.
Really? That's
Yeah, he threw one of the most insane balls I ever seen at the high school level.
well, neither of them worked out in the pros, so
No, no. I think Jake people loved Easton because of his size.
Oh,
He was a
absolutely.
giant. Seeing him like how he like could just see over the entire line just in the pocket, that was crazy. Because the rest of his team were scrubs. They were
Yeah.
scrubs.
Jacob Eason. That 2019 UW year. It's like the year that is always forgotten, I
The
feel
year that
like.
broke Chris Peterson
Yeah.
because he probably hated Jake Easton so much. Like, weren't there a lot of locker room problems?
Not really. I
Okay.
wouldn't say locker
I
room
just remember
problems.
like Jake Easton and Trey Adams had awful interviews at the combine.
Yeah, right. Trey Adams interview.
That was
The
funny as
iconic.
hell.
That
That
was it
was
was
funny.
iconic.
Bigger dick. Yes.
And you can hear on the recording the guy who's interviewing him laugh. So I mean, if his accomplishment was to be funny, hey, that was he accomplished
Honestly,
it.
draft interviews are such bullshit that people shouldn't have been mad about Trey Adams saying that when like several players have been asked, "Are you gay?" It's like
Right.
combine interviews are fucking just horrible.
Well, it's all psychological warfare at the end of the day.
Oh, absolutely. You're just trying to get a feel for them, but like the way they do it is so antiquated. Oh, I bet you it
Um,
was John Gruden and asking players if they were gay.
Actually, I heard one. Someone said it was the Falcons,
Yeah, that's right. That's
but I
right.
can't remember who it was. Obviously, not a guy that got drafted by the Falcons. I can't remember who it was. Doesn't matter. But I remember someone said the Falcons coaches, which I think at the time would have been Dan Quinn, which I don't know if it was Dan Quinn himself or someone on
It
the
was Kyle
coaching staff.
Shanahan.
It's Kyle Shanahan. There you go. Cancel Kyle Shanahan. Force trade to the
Maybe that's why
Bengals.
Marquand Manuel can't get a job. Maybe it's him.
Maybe. All right. Let's get
Holiday
back.
Bowl.
Holiday Bowl. Happy
It's
Holiday
just
Bowl.
fun in the first half. Wazoo was putting up a fight, man. Block
Yeah,
punt
they were.
touchdown. What's his name? Zevi or Zevi,
Yep.
little guy.
Zevi, who just entered the portal too
I
himself.
know, poor guy. Speaking of that, I want you to show that tweet I just sent you,
You just sent me a tweet.
or a while back. DM'd it.
Let's see. I'm pulling it up. I'm pulling it up. My internet is slow today,
Oh
man.
yeah, your audio
Uh,
is crystal clear. If you're
that's
curious.
good. That's good. That matters more. Here we go. It's just like every time I open a new tab, it's rough. Here we go. The kid's face. Hold on, I'll pull it up over here. The kid's face. That's credible.
Oh,
That's great.
oh.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh, poor kid, man. I feel so
Oh
bad.
man. Transfer portal's ruining Christmas.
Oh man. Hey, you know what? Just change the font on it a little bit and put a little OU symbol, put a little Sooners across the front chest,
Yeah,
and
same colors.
it's the same. It's pretty much the
Just
same colors.
get
Yeah.
the white a little dirty and you got cream.
Yeah. There you go.
Spill a little coffee on it.
Just put a little coffee on it. There you go. Well,
But
I think
man.
Oklahoma's main jerseys are white, red
Oh,
and
they you're
white.
right. You're right. They are.
It's just they got the cream alternates,
Yeah.
which are actually a great look. I'm not gonna lie, but
I love
um
Oklahoma's uh jerseys. They're good.
um yeah. Oklahoma. Speaking of Oklahoma, look at that segue.
One last thing I want to say about
Okay,
Syracuse.
yeah.
Fran Brown does not get enough credit for how amazing they've been this year.
Mm-hmm.
Making Kyle McCord, giving him confidence again. Friend of the Huskies, Jeff Nixon, father of Bo Nixon,
Mm-hmm.
schemed a really good offense this year. I think they finished 9-3 or 10-3, maybe.
Yeah, I think so. That sounds right.
Awesome for him. Hopefully, that makes me think Shep could get a job with this kind of success from Fran Brown.
10-3. There you go.
Because what you're seeing a lot right now is going to the FCS ranks, and it's been working for teams. But with how good Fran Brown has been, maybe some people think a little differently. I did not expect this from Fran Brown.
Well, actually, one because you mentioned it, there's a funny video that was circulating, and my internet's too bad for me to pull it up. But it was Fran Brown there interviewing him after the game, and he was just like basically complimenting Kyle McCord, and Kyle McCord is standing behind him, so Fran Brown can't see his face. But Fran Brown was over here saying like, man, and what when you got a quarterback like that right there, I mean, it makes a big difference. And he's not just a leader in our team, he's a leader in the community. He never skips any meetings, he never skips any classes. And as soon as it says never skips any classes, you look at Kyle McCord's face and he's just like,
I haven't seen that, but he pulled a fun twist on the eggnog bath because he was gonna do
oh, I
he
did
was
see
he
that.
was gonna he had someone step up to do it, but there was like he just threw it on the people behind him instead.
Yeah, he threw it on the people that didn't step up to do it. He to take him off guard. Let me see if I can see the video. Kyle McCord
Uh,
face.
but yeah, shout out to Syracuse, man. They were awesome this year. Um, it's funny how so many bowl games are doing the dump gimmicks after Duke's Mayo got popular doing that.
Here we go. I found the tweet. Hold on. This is a
Here we
good tweet.
go. You gotta send this to me, man. I want it.
Hold on. Yeah, I
I
will.
need
I
to
will. Hold
retweet
on.
that. That's
Let me
awesome.
share computer sound. All right, here we go. Start
That
the
guy's
video.
looking scary behind him.
He's done an amazing job. We were
Can you
all
hear it?
Yeah.
Okay. Jeez, see, I told you.
comfortable with following him. He does the right thing day in and day out.
Ah, jeez, my internet's bad today.
I mean, this kid has never been late to a class, never missed a class,
Ah, jeez, it's the money shot too, and it's.
never been late to the building. He just leads by example. He's the first one in, the first one out. Quarterback. And he's done an
Can you
amazing
send that to me,
job. We were
please?
all
That
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
incredible. Thank God. Pay the cameraman, man. Give the cameraman a raise for capturing that. That was awesome.
Great stuff.
comfortable with
Great
following him.
stuff
He
right
does the
there.
right thing day in and
Caught him in 4K. Jesus.
Caught in 4K. Hey, it's okay because he's going to the draft next year anyway, so he doesn't need to worry about what
Well,
Frank
you've
Brown
been having a
sees.
pretty good bowl season.
Oh no, I've been cooking. I'm not gonna lie. Look at this. I actually pulled even. I pulled even with Daniel, and I pulled ahead of you just off of bowl results so far.
Nicely done, my friend.
Actually, hold on. Nope, never mind. I'm one game behind Daniel, but I am ahead of you now. So there you go.
Okay,
You
what's
can't
next?
win the game in the first quarter, or
Oh,
can you win the
Daniel's
game in the
filling it
first
in right
quarter? Oh, look
now.
at that. We got top perfect timing on Daniel plugging in picks. Hold on, no spoilers, no spoilers. We'll let him do his thing for a minute. But
Oklahoma Navy. Nate Oklahoma blowing this one. Whew.
yeah. Oh, I was love it like or the tweet from some OU fan. I don't know if it was an OU fan or a neutral party
Oh
fan,
yeah,
but
yeah.
some
Community
some
noted.
guy was like, you know you're cooked when teams are doing this to you, and it was like Oklahoma scoring their second touchdown in the first 10 minutes, and then they proceed to not score another touchdown until there was like 5 seconds left in the game.
Navy with a 10-win season.
Yeah, they did it, man. They did it. What a year for the service academies. At least Army and Navy. Air Force wasn't great, but that's okay.
What about the Citadel and VMI? Let's go.
I always forget about those ones. What about the or the in the FCS, the Coast Guard Academy? Or they're D3.
Yeah,
I think they're I don't think,
they're
think they're
D3 or
FCS. I think they're
D2.
D3, yeah.
I think they had a good season actually.
There you go.
Imagine playing
The
football for
Merchant
the.
Marines in D3.
Oh, that's right, the Merchant Marine. Imagine being in the Coast Guard Academy and playing football there. That would rock.
Yeah. Um, let's
Coast
see.
Guard seems
Van
like a pretty chill job.
It seems like it would be until there's like a tsunami or not tsunami. Well, yeah, tsunami, but I was trying to say a hurricane.
Well, you're
But
not first responders to that. That's FEMA. You're keeping the
right,
coast
but I
safe.
mean, but you do have to. I mean, but if there's like any boats out there, you
Oh
basically
yeah, yeah, that's
you
true.
have to help out with them. So, um, yeah, let's see. Yeah, no, good on Navy, man, and beating an SEC team too.
Yeah,
Love that.
and Navy has the what's the property?
Oh, the Commander in Chief trophy.
Well, no, the what's the name of like since someone beat someone, you beat someone. What's the name of that mathematical
Oh,
property?
transitive property.
Yeah, Navy has the transitive win over Bama.
That's true. That's true. Navy
And
over Bama.
wait for this. Notre Dame has a win over Navy. That means NIU has a transitive win over Bama.
That's true. Or if you're projecting ahead to the playoff, Notre Dame's got a transitive win over Navy, who has a transitive win over Bama, who has a real win over Georgia.
Oh, there we
Therefore,
go. There we go.
Notre Dame's beating Georgia.
I like it. I didn't think that way. Nicely done.
There you go.
Speaking of wins over Bama, though, Vandy getting a bowl win.
That's true. That's true. Diego Pavia and Eli Stowers coming back to school. He announced too, or
Nice.
that's
I
big.
think
That's big for
they're
them.
the classic have a bad last year team, I feel like, sadly.
Yeah. Here we go. Hold on. Oh, here we go. My team is better than your team. Here we go. I always used to love this little website where you type in one team and then it spits out another one with the evidence that the transitive property basically states that hold on, I'm pulling it up right now. There we go. That's an ad. Don't ignore that.
I'm gonna go deep into the transitive property to try and find a way UW has a win over.
Oh, you probably don't even have to go that deep for it, honestly, with the over which team.
Bama.
Oh, you don't even have to go that deep for that, probably. They've got 3 losses.
You probably got to look at Notre Dame, right?
Let's see. My team.
Okay, Notre Dame beat A&M.
Washington.
Okay, that should help.
Your team, Alabama. Here you go. Not even that hard. Washington beat Michigan, who beat Ohio State, who beat Tennessee, who beat Bama.
Easy.
Simple as that.
I never knew about this site. This rocks.
Yeah, no, I love this thing. And watch, you can even do Central Washington. You can do
Really
D2 schools.
nice.
Oh, wait, hold on. I think it's C Washington. There we go. Central Washington. D2
Go
Central
Wildcats,
Washington over
baby.
for Bama. Central Washington beat Colorado Mesa. He beat Colorado Mines. He beat Washburn. He beat Missouri Western. He beat Central Missouri. He beat Pittsburgh State. He beat Ferris State. He beat Sleepy Rock.
Ferris
He
State's a
beat
good team.
Edinboro. He beat Robert Morris. Who beat Merrimack. Who beat Bucknell. Who beat Lafayette. Who beat Monmouth, New Jersey. Who beat Florida International. Who beat Central Michigan. Who beat Ball State. Who beat Northern Illinois. Who beat Notre Dame. Who beat Navy. Who beat Oklahoma. Who beat Alabama. Therefore, Central
I feel like
Washington is better than
Northern
Alabama.
Illinois over Notre Dame is a big connection through all these this year.
Oh yeah, most likely, most likely.
That is awesome. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Hold on, I gotta send you. Yeah, I gotta send you the link to this website because it's incredible stuff. I'll put it in the group chat. I'll put it in the group chat
This is one
because
of the
there's
best things I've ever
so
found
many
out.
fun. When I was back in high school, I'd do this all the time. Like
Wow.
this is how we'd spend like the days that we were waiting for practice to start. We'd just like
Did
plug
you
in
have a
the most random
computer in high
matchups.
school? Did you have a laptop?
I had a laptop, but I didn't bring it to school. I usually
Oh,
just
like,
did
yeah,
this
did
on
you
my
have a
phone.
school issued laptop?
Oh, no, I did not.
So we did. So I would always be on mock draft stuff during that.
We would have, we'd have like free periods where we'd have like Chromebooks and stuff that we
Oh,
could
we
use,
never
but
had a
we didn't
free
have like
period.
school. We didn't have
We had like those shitty Lenovo ThinkPads,
oh yeah, there
which
you
is
go.
what I made my very first playbook on. I used OneNote and PowerPoint to make my formations. OneNote with the pen to draw my plays.
There you
I actually
go.
liked my ThinkPad though. People hated it. I liked it.
Let's see. Texas Tech beating Arkansas, or sorry, no, Arkansas beating Texas Tech. I got that flipped. I'm sorry. I don't know, not much to take away from this one. Texas Tech
There's
had a
always some
nice
drama
show up.
about dirty plays.
Where was there? I didn't see any, but I didn't watch this game that closely either way.
Some guy
So.
stomping on a guy's ankle.
Oh, that's never good. That's not classy.
They're beefing on Twitter right now.
Arkansas and Texas Tech.
The players, the actual
Oh, the
players.
players. That's
Yeah.
funny. Oh goodness. Yeah, Arkansas took it to them though. And then SC came back to beat
That was
A&M.
crazy. I was
The
bummed SC
backups.
won.
Then again, A&M had a lot of opt-outs. So did
They
SC,
had-
though. They both had a lot of opt-outs. So it
That
is
was a
what
fun
it
one.
is. All right, in the Saturday games.
Iowa
These
State
are
Miami rocked. That was an
yeah,
awesome
that for the
game.
first half was awesome. And second half was good too, but I wasn't watching it as closely because the
But
Bengals
Cam
game had started
Ward,
at that point.
boo. Just throughout the whole game, he was chasing records.
Yep. Yep. He very much was.
Iowa State played so hard, man. They earned that win.
Yep.
And
They killed it. They sacrificed another Pop-Tart.
the festivities of it all was great. I voted for the Pop-Tart. I did not get my choice though.
Aw.
I voted for a s'more or something. I forget which one. The Cinnabon one. Uh, the grandchild of them all.
Shut up, them all. There you go.
They had like the Harvey Two-Face looking guy of last year's Pop Tart that got eaten in
Yeah.
the stands. He looked like Harvey Dent from Dark Knight. It was kind of scary.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Shout out to the
man.
Pop Tarts, man. The best
So,
small
they're
bowl,
fun.
the best minor bowl.
Yeah. I think the small bowls are like the R&L Carriers New Orleans Bowl.
Best
I think
mid-tier bowl.
these are mid-tier. Yeah, these are mid-tier bowls.
Best mid-tier bowl. You said
Yeah.
Holiday Bowl is close for me,
Yeah. I'd
but
say
that's mainly on location, not on
right.
festivities.
Usually the Alamo Bowl is fun too. Not this year though.
I just like the Alamo Bowl just because of the camera angle.
That's fair. Not this year though. BYU absolutely stomped Colorado.
That
this
was
year,
awesome.
which is funny because it was Colorado playing their starters too.
And you could see that ESPN had nothing prepared to talk about.
Yeah, right. They were
Travis
not a great
Hunter had a
look
pretty
for
good game.
Colorado.
Travis Hunter had a pretty good game.
He did. He did.
If
106
Janty
receiving.
if Janty balls out,
And then the final ranked game. I mean, Louisiana Tech was the call up for Marshall.
Yeah.
Army.
they
Absolutely
played
throttled
like it.
them. Yep. No surprise there.
UConn whooped UNC.
Yeah, they whooped North Carolina. I was pretty proud of that pick actually. After I made it, I was like, "Whoa!" I didn't,
Good
that
call,
was
man.
that was kind of my shot in the dark pick there, and it
Good
actually
call.
worked out really well.
I think Bill Belichick might be thinking twice now.
Yeah, Bill Belichick's like, ooh. To be fair, North Carolina had a ton of opt-outs. Like, honestly, Omari and Hampton was pretty much their only. Omari and Hampton was the only reason they made a bowl game, and he opted out. So,
I think they're going to be a lot more fun to watch to follow than Colorado was.
yeah.
But I bet you Bill's probably Bill should lean into the social media because you're a college coach. But will his instincts prevent him from doing that? That's a fun question.
He's already posting on social media.
Well, I know, but like letting all the cameras in,
Oh yeah, doing like a behind the scenes stuff, like having a mini docu-series following. That could be interesting.
Because people are going to want to watch it.
Yeah. Speaking of
Like
bowl
he's
games,
definitely trying to have his gosh, why am I blanking on this Jim Walsh moment?
Yeah. Speaking of bowl games played in northeastern baseball stadiums,
Those are the worst. It's so dreary.
Yeah, no, it's just it looks so just cloudy and miserable.
And the grass is like not green. And it's
no.
This game was so muddy.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, I watched highlights I watched highlights of it later because I wasn't trying to watch the Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl live, but I saw highlights of it later and it was like the grass is like tan.
And then the players were covered in mud. Covered.
Yeah. Nebraska pulled it out though. TCU destroys Louisiana in New Mexico. The Snoop Dogg Bowl, let's go. Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl. Iconic. Snoop Dogg was doing the commentary for this one. Like he was in the booth. Yeah, he was because they had a regular commentary crew and then they had Snoop Dogg come up to be like the third guy. So he was literally doing like the third bit of commentary.
Was it good?
Oh man, he was hilarious. And
Snoop
he's
knows
coached.
ball.
No, he does know ball. Like he wasn't like it was funny just because he was used to like his own terminology and stuff, but he clearly knew what he was talking about. Like he was like talking about like receiver leverage and everything like that. Like he wasn't
You've
just
seen the
like
Snoop playing clips.
hmm.
He's kind of a baller, man.
Yeah, so it was fun, man. And then he presented the MVP trophy and everything. It was a good time.
Nice.
It was a good
One,
time.
I coached one of the players who caught a touchdown for TCU.
Really?
Coached him when he was in middle school, DJ Rogers.
Oh, good
He
for
was a
him.
total cheat code because when he was like in sixth grade, he was like 6'3" and really fast. So
Uh-huh.
we just threw it up and he just outrun everybody. It was not fair. He was Calvin Johnson.
Yeah.
uh,
So
One thing I forgot to mention though about Nebraska BC is
yeah.
how Viola was celebrating after. Oh my
Oh
god.
yeah.
Oh my god, that just scared me. Did you hear that?
What?
Oh, you're gonna have to listen back to that, my friend, because it got really loud and sounded like a demon for a second.
Oh, I didn't hear anything.
It must have just been audio. Maybe it was on my end, but that was not nice.
I'll listen later.
East Carolina, NC State.
What a year for NC State, man. Just absolute joke.
What is Dave
It's
doing
appropriate the last game of their season they lose to a 6-6 G5 school
without their best player?
without their best player, right? Which to be fair, they didn't have
They
most
didn't
their
have him
best
all
player for
year.
most of the season.
Yeah,
So
but still, Bears mentioning.
yeah. Um
Our final recap.
yeah, here we go. Our final
This is a fun
recap
one.
before. Yeah, no, I mean it was good, competitive. Ended up pushing on the spread. It was
Kicker return
Mizzou
touchdown.
-3.
Mizzou was
Yeah,
offsides on the final play.
I didn't see honestly.
SEC
uh,
refs.
SEC refs, Music City Bowl. Yeah, I guess we'd be playing Nashville. These are these are SEC refs. Ridiculous. Investigate them.
No,
Investigate
they're
them.
probably neutral.
Yeah, probably. I can't imagine. Usually they have neutral refs for these games. Who? Where? Oh, Birmingham. Duh. I almost asked where the Birmingham Bowl was played. Uh, where's the Military Bowl? Is that in? Is that the Commander Stadium? No, there's no way they played the bowl game at the Commander Stadium the day before they played Sunday Night Football. There's no way. Let's see. Go Bowling Military Bowl. I wish it kind of just told me where these games were played. I think actually the ones that haven't been played. Yeah, the ones that haven't been played yet, it tells me. This is bogus. Leaves referee covered in blood at the Military
Oh
Bowl.
yeah, there's a huge fight. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I actually think I did see that. Oh, it's played at Navy Stadium. That makes sense. That makes more sense. I knew it was in the DMV area. I was right about that.
That was a good call.
Alrighty. Well, here we go. Let's get into the picks then. So, before we talk about these four games here that everybody's going to want to talk about, we have four games on the bracket for tomorrow that we need to discuss first. And as the man in charge, and as we can see, Daniel's already plugged in his picks. Shout
Nicely
out
done.
Daniel. Um, I I will start. Do I want to start?
Your choice.
Mm, yes, I do want to start. Yes, I do want to start. So, the first game tomorrow at 9 a.m. Pacific is Alabama Crimson Tide hosting the 6-6. No, sorry, 7-5 Michigan Wolverines. Michigan without most of their
Everybody.
team, pretty much everyone opted out, or entered the portal. Alabama's also missing a lot of folks, although
Has Milrow
most of
declared?
them Miller, no, he is not actually. He is not
Is he
declared
coming
yet.
back or is he not sure yet?
It's he it seems like he's probably going to declare, but it's not
Yeah,
official
that's
yet.
my feeling.
So
Brailsford's
in
coming
this
back
one,
though.
who is?
Brailsford.
Oh, Braille, yeah, Braille's for I say he's coming back, yeah. Malachi Moore. So Alabama from a starter standpoint, they're missing their corner Devontae Smith, not to be confused with receiver Devontae Smith, who used to play there. They're missing Kendrick Law, Kobe Prentice. Kobe Prentice is not much of a loss. Kendrick Law is not much of a loss either, given
Keon
his snap
Saab
count.
playing.
Keon Saab is missing the game with an injury. Yeah, so Deontay Lawson, Keon Saab, and Malachi Moore all missing the game with an injury. So Alabama's missing a lot. Now wait till I list all the people that Michigan's
Oh
missing.
no.
Mason Graham, Josiah Stewart, Will Johnson, Kenneth Grant, Colston Loveland, Donovan Edwards, Kalel Mullings, and starting left tackle Miles Hinton.
Fuck. I can't not pick them though.
I was already gonna pick Bama before I saw how the people that Michigan was missing.
I still can't do it. Give
All
me
right.
the Wolverines. I think DeBoer is going to try to run this one up, though. He's salty. And speaking of DeBoer, here's my dream I was mentioning earlier. I had a dream last night that the Huskies were playing Bama in some random bowl game. We had a defensive collapse that let Ryan Williams walk it in for a touchdown. But uh, and right before the game, there was a rumor that Steve Belichick was going to join DeBoer at Bama. But for some reason, Penix, Rome, and Huff were all still coaches and players at UW. And after the game, during the handshakes, they hit DeBoer with a metal folding chair.
Just went to full WWE.
Yeah, it was pretty nice. It was a good dream.
Yeah. All righty. This is you.
My mind, man. I'm taking UW. U Louisville's missing a quarterback, top receiver, top lineman, top DB. They got a tandem of really good freshman running backs, but the line's been moving. I want to see Damon play well. I'm excited.
I agree. I also think UW wins this one. Actually, I think they didn't lose a ton to the portal, obviously losing two starting linemen. Well, actually, no, because guard's still going to play in this one.
No, guard's not
And
playing.
really?
No.
Oh, never mind.
But honestly, guard was. I liked Enoch Vamahi better than guard, anyways, to be honest.
Right. They're just not missing a whole lot.
House is the only big loss.
Yeah. So,
And
yeah,
he
compared
certainly
to what
isn't big.
Louisville lost, they're not in a great spot.
No. Line was 2.5 a couple days ago.
Um, South Carolina, Illinois. South Carolina, 9-point favorites. Illinois, as far as what each team's missing, Illinois losing Pat Bryant, which is a pretty big loss. He was almost their entire offense. South Carolina, though, is missing Rocket Sanders on offense and Kyle Kennard on defense. So a couple really, really
South
big
Carolina
losses.
had some of the best names in football, man.
Yeah. This is a hard one for me. Man, South Carolina is missing a lot. But then you go with momentum. They got so much momentum right now.
They still got Sellers.
They do still got
That
Sellers.
defense is still quite good, even without Kennard, in my opinion.
Right. You know what? Yeah, give me South Carolina.
I'm gonna go South Carolina as well. I'm loving how they're playing right now.
And the final game before we start talking some bowls. Or sorry, not bowls. We're already talking bowls. Before we start talking some playoffs. Playoffs. The Texas Bowl. Baylor, LSU. Baylor does not have any opt-outs that weren't transfers. Lets you know the state of their roster. LSU, so two starters transferred out, and CJ Daniels and Sage Ryan, and then opt-outs Will Campbell, Emery Jones, so both their tackles, Mason Taylor, Kyron Lacey, Major Burns.
Never doesn't make me chuckle.
Yep.
Happy birthday, LeBron, by the way.
Here you go. Happy birthday, LeBron. Garrett Nussmeier is playing though. All right, you're up. Baylor
Give me
minus
LSU.
3.5. LSU. All right. You know what? This may come as a shocker. Give me Baylor. I think
I trust in
they're
us.
they're they're playing a little bit better towards the end of the season than was LSU, and they're losing a lot less.
Better quarterback with the points.
All right, and then we get to the playoffs, where the conversation of whether or not an opt-out is happening isn't the case because people don't opt out of playoff games.
That's
Yay.
if you're a scrub.
Yeah, that's true. So Penn State Boise in the Fiesta Bowl. Penn State coming in as 11.5 point favorites. 11.5. It's like right on the. If this was 14, I'd pick Boise confidently, but 11.5 is like right on the verge. Tell you what, give me Boise. I think they cover.
Give me Penn State. I think Drew Aller's going to go off.
All right. And then on New Year's morning, on January 1st, welcome to 2025 college football. We've got Texas and Arizona State going down to Georgia, taking on each other in the Peach Bowl, where Texas is a 13-point favorite.
Oh, thank God. I got 12.5 on my bet.
Yeah, there you go. What are we
I'm
thinking?
going to go with Texas. I think they're just so big on the D line that they'll be able to really make a dent on Scat, though. Scatterboo. And I don't think their defense is ready for the task, even though they did lose superstar Jonte Cook.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I agree. Give me Texas. It's just Arizona State's just not there talent wise to ride with the big guns. Ride with the big boys. All right, OSU, Oregon. OSU 2.5 point favorites. You know what? I'm gonna hedge my bet a little bit here. I think OSU wins on a last second field goal,
Mhm.
but I think they win by 1 or 2.
Okay.
Give me Oregon. And that way I can hedge my bet and Oregon could win, and then I'm really cooking.
Give me the Buckeyes.
And then lastly, Georgia Notre Dame, the game that we already simulated through the transit property. Georgia's a 1 point favorite down in Nowlands. How are we feeling?
You made Notre Dame, man. Looking how they're playing. Love is a absolute stud. I like
Mhm.
him a lot.
I agree. I'm also gonna go with Notre Dame. And I will say this: if Georgia wins this game, I think they go all the way because then I'm starting to get Cardale Jones flashbacks.
Oh, okay. You know, my take on that is it really depends on how I'm blanking on his name, how he plays.
Gunnar Stockton.
Stockton. And then
Is
I'll
he
be more willing to make that pick once I see how he plays. But I see what you're getting at.
getting the Cardale Jones flashbacks where he ends up being better than the guy that was starting? Beck, by the way, declared for the draft.
That was baffling.
Yeah, I know. I
Like, okay,
saw.
buddy, sure.
Yeah, all right, whatever. Stock has never been lower, and you're gonna miss almost all of draft season, draft prep with the shoulder recovery. But okay,
Someone's
or
gonna get
well,
decent value, I guess.
yeah. Alrighty. And then here we are. So that's it for that round of the playoffs. Next time we run one of these pods, we'll only have 3 games left to predict. The Capital One Orange Bowl, the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic, and the College Football National
Have you seen
Championship.
one thing I wanted to talk about college football
Yes.
playoffs is the push to get rid of conference champs getting the buys. I dislike that. I think conference championships need to mean something. So I think they
Yeah.
should keep the buy.
I mean, they do mean something in the sense that they still get a playoff spot. But I see what you're saying.
And that's just going to make the SEC dominate them.
Right, that is true.
My more
With
cynical
this.
reason for it.
Right, that is also true.
Bama would have a bye.
Bama would have bye. Yeah.
All right, it's my pick.
No, I can get behind. I don't have a problem with the current format. I actually kind of like the current
I
format.
like
It's
it.
fun.
I have no issues with it.
It's
Oh,
mostly
no.
people.
No, I
It's
probably
mostly
have some
people
issues.
salty about Oregon having a tough first round matchup when they're the one
I
seed.
think there is a fair argument for reseeding. I think that's fair.
Mhm.
I'd be willing to entertain that conversation. Conference champs losing buys is a no-go for me.
Alrighty.
Are we really going to choose something arbitrary over something concrete, something objective?
That is also true. Subjective versus objective. That is the question.
All right, is it my turn to pick?
No, it is actually mine.
So is
In the
Dart
Tax
playing?
Slayer Gator Bowl. Sorry. Tax Slayer Gator Bowl. What'd you say?
Is Dart playing?
Dart is playing.
So that spread makes sense then.
Yeah. Duke Ole Miss 17-point favorites. Duke, in case you're curious, has lost obviously Malik Murphy. Also, actually no, sorry, Ole Miss lost starting corner, starting right tackle, and then Chris Paul starting linebacker.
Just the biggest
Everyone
spread of
else
bowl
is
season.
playing. Everyone else is playing. Is this the biggest spread of bowl season? Army was pretty big. Syracuse was pretty big.
Oh, Syracuse is pretty big.
But nope, neither of them were as big as this one. Meanwhile, Duke is missing, obviously, Malik Murphy, They're starting running back, Star Thomas. They're also missing their backup quarterback, Grayson Loftus, so they are on to their third string quarterback.
It would have been so funny if Jimmy Carter died on LeBron's birthday.
Yeah, I wanted to pick Duke, but they're just missing way too much and important positions. Third string quarterback versus Jackson Dart. Give me Ole Miss. I think they cover.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Ole Miss too. I think they're just missing too much.
The first responder bowl. North Texas versus Texas State. A little Texas matchup. Texas State is missing their starting running back, right tackle, corner, and two starting D tackles. And their starting quarterback, quote, won't play significant snaps. Meanwhile, North Texas is missing their starting quarterback, wide receiver, tight end, and center. They will be playing true freshman Drew Mestamaker. What a name. Sounds like Messmaker. We don't love that. 13 at Texas State, 13.5-point favorites. You're up.
Go to GJ Kinney. Go to the Hobarts. Give me the Bobcats.
I think that's
And go LBJ.
There you go. Also, give me Texas State here.
LBJ went to Texas when it was Southwest Texas Teachers School.
There you go. At least Texas State's quarterback is going to play some snaps, even if it's, quote, not significant snaps. Is Hobart playing? Yeah, looks like. We're saying he's not playing. Yeah, looks like he's in. All right, the Duke's Mayo Bowl, Minnesota, Virginia Tech. The Mayo Bowl, a classic, of course. Minnesota's losing their starting right tackle, but that looks like and Ursary too. So they're missing both of their starting tackles. But that's pretty much it. Oh, and Jordan Newman. Minnesota. Minnesota's missing both their starting tackles, while Virginia Tech is missing their starting left tackle, center, corner, and Mansour Delaney, safety, D end, D tackle,
Jesus.
wide receiver, and corner.
Imagine being a odds maker for bowl games these days.
Yeah, no.
They might be
Virginia
the
Tech's
one. They might be the ones to finally make a solution happen.
Kyron Jones not expected to play with an injury.
Jake Butt and Jalen Smith ruined bowl games.
All right. Give me Golden Gophers.
Row the
Virginia
boat.
Tech's just
I
missing by
love
too much.
Brosmer. I don't know if I love Brosmer. I like Brosmer.
Yeah. All right. And then lastly, going out of country, going a little international for our
Ooh,
last bowl pick here.
feeling hot,
Buffalo
hot, hot.
Liberty in the Bahamas Bowl. Buffalo,
Feeling
two and a
hot,
half
hot, hot.
point favorites. Liberty's missing obviously Caden Salter. They're also missing 3 starting offensive linemen and starting defensive lineman Bryce Dixon.
You did an awesome job compiling all that stuff.
Liberty injuries. Shout out Brett McMurphy for this website that I'm using.
It's funny that UW's not feeling the pain because we don't have guys who can go pro.
Yeah, right. Buffalo's only starter they're missing is their kicker, who's actually still on the depth chart.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Only
Buffalo's
one more
coming in
game of
almost
having
full
to
strength.
watch. One more game of having to watch Jack McAllister.
Buffalo's coming in almost full strength. So
Nice.
your pick, my friend. Buffalo
I guess
minus
I gotta go
2.5.
Buffalo.
There you
Shout out
go.
Khalil Mack.
There you go. Shout out Khalil Mack. I'm with you too.
He was so
Yeah.
good at Buffalo, man.
All right, look at that. These last 4 games were all chalk. So until obviously it can change with the playoff, but after the playoff games, we'll kind of have an idea of where the final standings are going to shake out. So that'll be fun. That'll be interesting. We'll see how it goes. Let's see. I feel like there's something else. No, never mind. That was me having to update some of my spreadsheets for later. We're almost the draft season. The spreadsheets are coming back.
Hell yeah. I think maybe we should consider starting a new spreadsheet for the year.
Yeah.
Because this one's getting a little long.
Yeah, with all the different all the different tabs.
I can't wait for head coach predictions though. Those were so fun.
Yeah.
Look how much we've grown.
Look at the presentation, how much the presentation's improved.
Oh, baby.
And there you go.
Never forget just calling the Dave Canales shot.
Shot in the dark, man. Hey, you know what? That Liam Cohen shot's not looking too dumb either because he's getting head coaching conversation now too.
Oh wow. Baker's just churning out head coaches. Who would have thought?
Well, wait, hold on. Let's see how some of these age. So Belichick's obviously he's in North Carolina. Ben Johnson's going to be a coach this year. Mike McDonald ended up going to Seattle, which none of us predicted.
Antonio Pierce was a gimme.
Antonio Pierce was a gimme, yeah.
Kellen Moore, that is a bold one.
Gimme Kellen Moore. Well, Kellen Moore was the Chargers OC at the time, so I think he was projecting a promotion. Mike Vrabel, we were certain on Vrabel to the Patriots. Could still happen, you know. A lot of people in New England suggesting they're not super happy with.
Oh yeah, I think he's one and done, man.
Man,
Dan Quinn. We thought that was a slam dunk too.
Yeah, did not work out that way. Bobby Slovic and then Ben.
I still will say that the Liam Cohen pick was on good thinking with his relationship with Levis.
Yeah.
Wow, that commies pick, that was a very one. Ben blew it. Ben blew it for you.
Ben blew it for me. I could have tied with you, man. I would have been tied. That should actually say 3 for 8. That's funny. I'm going back and fixing mistakes from 12 months ago.
Yeah, we were all over that place for that commies.
Actually, I mean,
we just knew. We knew what was going to happen there.
Yeah. Man, even the presentation for these playoff picks, like, just so much better now. That's
Oh yeah.
funny. This is where the 2023 the awards draft. This is where I started to cook more with the
Oh yeah.
presentation. This
Who
is
won
when
the
it started to
awards?
get
Can we go
better.
back to that?
The awards draft, I won it. I won it.
Let's see. Okay.
You came in second. Daniel came. We'll have to do that this year too, because this was kind of a fun little
This was really
experiment we
fun.
did. Yeah, this was a fun one. This was a fun episode. And then the mock draft. We'll
That
bring that
was
back this year too.
fun.
The
That
mock
was
draft
fun.
was fun too. They'll bring that back as well. The consensus horizontal board. We won't do that till April again,
Yeah,
but that
yeah.
was a fun one. That was a super fun one.
Draft grades was fun.
Draft grades is always fun. QB rankings was fun. Man, just looking back at some of these
The Trent Baalke
episodes,
tier.
the bulky tier. Oh yeah,
Oh, and then
bulky.
drafting a team from every
Dorian
division.
Thompson Robinson. I was right. Although in hindsight, Malik Willis should not be
Yeah,
anywhere
yeah.
near this tier.
Where did we
These
put
guys
Darnold?
are Darnold. Where did we put Darnold? 41, washed or bust. Actually, let's go back and look at how this. We got time here. Let's go back and look. So Mahomes at 1, fair. Lamar,
Uh-oh.
Burrow,
Uh-oh.
Allen. This one's not aging so hot. This one doesn't look great.
Oh, I see some bad ones.
This is fair. This is fair ish. Eh,
It's
at the
getting close.
time.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, yeah.
I see a really bad one.
Ooh, Kirko.
Yeah.
Yeah. He would now be in the washed
Caleb
category.
Williams, oof. Aaron Rodgers, that solid starter. Yikes.
Yeah, he's in the washed
Minshew
category.
too. Derek Carr,
Baker.
Daniel Jones, Jacoby. Wow, we whiffed on that tier.
It's so funny having Baker in the same category as Brissett and Jones and Carr is man. Baker's been easily a top 10 quarterback
Oh yeah,
this year,
absolutely.
so that's funny. We had Geno Smith below Joe Flacco.
What's that say?
That's rough.
Danger Witch.
Danger Witch. We had Geno Smith below
Will
Joe
Levis.
Flacco.
Oof.
Sam Howell. We had Sam Howell that high.
That was all Daniel.
We have Will Levis that high
That
too.
was all Daniel.
Oh no. Jameis, Deshaun, Bryce. Hey, you know what? This is right around where Jameis should be. Bryce will rank higher when we do this again next year.
Rookies.
Rookie tier, fair enough. Fair enough on these.
I think we nailed that.
Although Jaden, obviously next year, honestly, Daniels, May, and Knicks will all be higher. Obviously, I haven't seen anything on McCarthy. Penix probably needs to
Russ, we got wrong.
Yeah, Russ
That
should
was
be
all
higher. These two should both be a lot higher.
Pickett, Jimmy G, Mac Jones,
Pickett might be in the bulky tier now. Jimmy G, don't even
Gone.
know what. Yeah, he's gone.
Aiden O'Connell, Tyler
Jones,
Huntley,
wash bus. Trey Lance, wash bus.
Taylor Heineke, oof.
Rudolph, Browning, Stidham, O'Connell, Huntley. He's now in bulky. Drew Lock. Hey, he's my savior for 1 week, and I appreciate him for that.
Gotta do it.
Oh yeah.
Do the move. Yeah.
Dawes, Heineke, Mariota, Keenum, Trubisky, Mills, Wilson. Hey, we'll see Davis Mills this weekend. Sounds like Houston's resting starter. So, man, it's so funny. Malik Willis came in for Green Bay and actually looked really good for a few weeks. And that's not me saying he's going to be like in the top half of this bracket, but it's just funny that we had him below DTR when DTR.
Oh, there is something I want to talk about.
DTR might be one of the worst quarterbacks I've ever watched play football.
John
At the
Cook,
NFL level. Yeah, Jonte Cook. He's in there.
Star.
He's 5-star. Well,
a special talent, but supposedly a nutcase. Total nutcase.
Yeah. Or he's a super hard worker from someone who knows pretty well the situation.
Oh yeah. Anything? Any other juicy details?
Not really. Just talented, not a hard worker.
I hope the change of scenery helps him realize to put it together.
Yeah.
Because he's got the talent, but he's got to realize how important this is for his career.
Yep.
He can be really good in this offense. And I hope we have the leaders to keep him in check. Honestly, I don't think leadership in Texas was that great this year. I can't think of great leaders in Texas right now. I don't think Quinn is.
No. Oh, there's all these rumors that Coward's spreading about a big name college quarterback is transferring to Notre Dame next year. You think might be yours?
I think
Yours?
Freeman said they're not taking a transfer.
Really? That's funny because Coward and everyone's saying they are taking a transfer,
I
and
don't
it's a big name college quarterback.
when like you hear that UNC's trying hard to get Arch.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
It'd be funny a Belichick playing for
I
Manning, or sorry,
know.
no, a Manning playing for Belichick.
Um, I feel like I I really don't know where Quinn's gonna land. I just go pro if I were him. Just do it. Clearly, you're not gonna get better in college. Um, I'm Jonte is the kind of guy who's worth taking a risk on, I think. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, what do you have to lose with it, right? If
Yeah,
he
he can
shows up and
really
shows his
he can be
potential,
an
there you
absolute
go.
star. He just got to keep his head on straight. I
Yeah.
think being out in Siberia with a lot less attention and a lot less pressure,
Mm-hmm.
I think might help him. And I think Sark has never treated backups very nicely.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard some interesting things about him off the field that I will tell you off camera.
Yeah.
So just hope he gets that change of scenery that helps him. If not, young guys play.
You guys play. Cool. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing that, and viewers should be looking forward to our NFL pod, our Week 18 NFL pod, which will also be their turn, supposedly, we hear,
We
of one
hear
Daniel
maybe
Lisenby,
our deep voiced king.
our deep voice king. He's back, or almost back. Gosh, that's going to be worth celebrating on its own.
It will
Happy
be.
New Year. Happy Daniel year. That's it for this edition of the West Coast Rob Draft Podcast. The next time we speak, we will know who's in the Final Four college football. Closing thoughts, Mr. Jokinen.
Um, if one of us watched the Ducks lose to the Buckeyes, all of us watched the Ducks lose to the Buckeyes. If one of us could click, all of us could click. If I subscribe, all of us subscribe. Thanks.
Thanks for watching, folks. Drive safe.